Funding for the Iowa Girls High School Volleyball Championships is provided by
The path to greatness starts early. The Iowa Farm Bureau believes in Iowa's youth and their pursuit of greatness. That's why we're proud to be the title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Each student's effort is important, and when one rises, we all rise to a better Iowa.
Fairway, along with Nabisco, Wells Blue Bunny, and Frito-Lay, is a proud sponsor of the 2015 Iowa Girls High School Sports Championships. We congratulate all the schools and student athletes participating in this year's Girls High School State Volleyball Championships. Fairway, proud to care for the places we work and live.
By Musco Lighting, the sports lighting specialist, providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community.
Mid-American Energy, diversifying the ways we generate electricity by investing in wind generation capacity in Iowa. Information is available at midamericanenergy.com. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to downtown Cedar Rapids in the U.S. Cellular Center. Today, the season for the state of Iowa volleyball ends, and by the end of today, we will crown 5 state champions. We start with Class 5A, where Ankeny looking to defend their 5A title from last year, but they go up against a Bettendorf Bulldog team that is tough. Greetings, I'm Eric Braley, joined by Barb Randall. And why is Bettendorf such a good team, and why is this going to be a great matchup?
Well, Bettendorf has six Division I players going on to play Division I volleyball next year. Unheard of. And they have one of those players is injured, so she's not even going to play. And they want revenge. Last year, they didn't want to lose that match. They've been in the finals 4 years in a row. They've won twice, and last year they lost, so they want revenge. But
the road goes through Ankeny Centennial, last year's champion. Let's take a look at the semifinal, and they made quick work of Dubuque Hempstead in 3. Why were they so successful, and why is this young team that had to replace so much talent from last year really starting to mature right now, Barb?
Well, they have a very balanced attack. You see many different players getting kills on their team, and that's important because you can't key on one player. You can't defend everybody. You have to read it and know and not guess where the ball's going.
So Ankeny Centennial feeling pretty good right now, but Bettendorf, as we talked about, they've had the experience. This is the 4th straight time that they are playing in the championship match. Let's take a look at their highlights from the semifinals. It wasn't as easy. They didn't get a sweep their way into the championship match. They had to come back and win in the 5th set to defeat Cedar Falls, but they got here.
They got here, and it's a lot because of Josie Herbst, number 2 right there. You'll see her hitting the ball from the back row, hitting the ball from the front row. If they need a kill, they go to Herbst.
Diane Lichtenberg, 30 years as the head coach at Bettendorf. And they have a great setter there with Megan Sharkey as well. Really all the tools you need to win a title.
That's right. They're looking for revenge, and we'll see if they get it.
Maggie Runge from Bettendorf said, we're all really excited to play Centennial again and show them what we're made of this year. Barb, it was supposed to be a rebuilding year for Ankeny Centennial. They graduated 8 players off last year's roster, but some freshmen, sophomores, playing like seniors and doing great. So the stage is set.
The Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union has honored the greatest
And let's send it over to the public address announcer with the honoring of the Hall of Fame.
This morning, we honor the 18th class of inductees. Presenting Hall of Fame awards is John Sandbo, the regional manager with the Iowa Farm Bureau. Tonight's first inductee starred at Cedar Rapids Kennedy and is the first Iowa high school libero to be inducted into the Volleyball Hall of Fame. She led the Cougars to a pair of state tournament appearances in 2008 and 2009, earning elite all-state status her junior and senior seasons while averaging 6 digs a set for her career. She flourished at Iowa State as she became one of the most decorated players in Cyclone volleyball history. She helped Iowa State reach 4 NCAA tournaments, and the Big 12 Conference recognized her as the Libero of the Year 3 times. A 2-time second-team All-American, she ranks 3rd at Iowa State in career digs and owns school records for most matches played with 20 or more digs and most matches played with 30 or more digs. She moved to California to continue her volleyball career. Training with the USA national team, she competed on the United States World Championship team that won gold to qualify the United States for the World Championships. She was honored at that tournament as the best libero and receiver. She's currently living in Germany and playing professional volleyball. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the Volleyball Hall of Fame from Cedar Rapids, Kennedy, Kristen Hahn. Due to Kristen's pro volleyball obligations, she's unable to accept her award today. Accepting on her behalf are her parents, Jesse and Marcy Hahn. Congratulations. Our next inductee started for Johnston High School from 1995 to 1999. She earned Elite All-State honors twice and was the Class 3A Co-Player of the Year in 1999. She helped the Dragons reach the 3A state tournament twice and was named to the All-Tournament team both times. She ranked among the state's top 7 in kills both her junior and senior campaigns. Her talent guided her to Drake University, where she starred from 1999 to 2002. She ranks 5th on the school's career list for digs and earned second-team All-Conference her senior season. Her 383 kills her senior year ranks 10th on the Bulldogs single-season list. Graduating from Drake with a degree in education, she attended Grandview for a degree in nursing and spent time as a maternity nurse. She returned to education and has spent the last 9 years teaching health in the Johnston School District. She's an assistant coach on Johnston's state qualifying volleyball team. She and her husband Seth are the parents to sons Liam and Oliver. Ladies and gentlemen, the first player from Johnston High School to join the Volleyball Hall of Fame, Lacey Corcoran-Fulton. Today's final honoree was a 2-time first-team All-State selection at Ankeny from 2005 to 2009. The Iowa Gatorade Volleyball Player of the Year helped the Hawkettes win state championships in 2005 and 2008. As a senior, she knocked down 13 kills with 5 assists, 3 blocks, and 11 digs in the championship match, en route to being named the All-Tournament team captain. She played collegiate volleyball at Lynn University and was named to the Sunshine State Conference All-Freshman team. She was averaging 2.4 kills a set as a sophomore before injuries cut short her volleyball career. She continued her education at the University of Iowa and coached club volleyball teams along with 8th grade volleyball at Ankeny. She's a 3rd grade teacher at Ankeny's Westwood Elementary while working towards her master's degree in education at Morningside. She and her husband John celebrated their first anniversary last July. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Hall of Famer Chelsea Semprini-Blau from Ankeny. Ladies and gentlemen, once again presenting the Volleyball Hall of Fame class of 2015. From Cedar Rapids, Kennedy, Kristen Hahn. From Johnston, Lacey Corcoran. And from Ankeny, Chelsea Semprini. Congratulations.
Barb Randall, Eric Rayleigh, as we get set, and always special. Barb, you are inducted into the Hall of Fame. It's an elite class, and it's just awesome to honor the past, the tradition, the people that have built this high school volleyball championship tournament to what it is today.
Yeah, it is a really special honor, and they make you feel very special by announcing all of your accomplishments. It's a great feeling. Special night.
And it's a good way to kick off our championship broadcast today. Again, we'll be doing the 5A, 4A, 3A, 2A, and 1A. But let's meet the starters here for the 5A championships.
State volleyball tournament and this Class 5A championship match between the Bulldogs from Bettendorf and the Jaguars from Ankeny Central. First, the non-starters for the visiting team on the scoreboard, the Ankeny Centennial Jaguars. Number 3, Riley Tilton. Number 5, Olivia Sandquist. Number 6, Kayla Jensen. Number 9, Josie Magner. Number 11, Kenna Sauer. Number 17, Ari Winters. Number 20, Meredith Seek. Number 23, Maddie McCullough. The assistant coaches are Sarah Alberts, Paul Gilmore, and Annie Stasel. Now let's meet the starters. Number 7, Lauren Reek. Number 8, Kristen Utley. Number 10, Tasha Vipond. Number 12, Haley Matter. Number 16, Hannah Oki. Number 18, Savannah Johnson. The libero is number 2, Kylie Mackey. The head coach is Jessica Reinhardt. And now let's meet the home team on the scoreboard, the Bettendorf Bulldogs. Number 7, Alina Sapansky. Number 8, Georgie Heimendinger. Number 9, Kiana Castro. Number 11, Danielle Pennington. Number 12, Kaylin Kuhn. Number 13, Allie Rabluski. Number 14, Lacey Clark. Number 15, Katie Byrne. The assistant coach is Mike Grannon. Now let's meet the starters. Number 2, Josie Herbst. Number 3, Margaret Micka. Number 4, Claire Leonard. Number 6, Carly Scheib. Number 10, Megan Sharkey. Number 16, Maggie Rundy. The libero is number 5, Alexa Ito. The head coach is Diane Lichtenberg. Your officials for the match. The first referee is Kent Koser. The second referee is Bob Fessler. The line judges are Ted Mosier and Kim Paddock. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand, and gentlemen, remove your hats in gratitude to honor those who serve. The Williamsburg High School Singers, under the direction of Catherine Birdie and Steve Manning, will now sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red those bombs bursting and bursting gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Beautiful national anthem by the Wartburg High School Singers. The stage is set. The Hall of Fame inductees for 2015, the starting lineups. And now it's time to hand out some hardware. 5A championship featuring the number 2 Bettendorf Bulldogs and the number 7 Ankeny Centennial Jaguars. Barb, here's a look at the starting rotation for Ankeny Centennial here. And Utley has just done a phenomenal job all year long getting her teammates the ball in a good spot.
Well, that's right. It takes the setter to disperse the sets, and she does a really nice job of making sure it's pretty even and balanced.
Here's a look at Bettendorf, again 35-2 overall. State runner-up to Ankeny Centennial last year. Another great setter in Sharkey, but keep an eye on number 2, Josie Hurst. She had 27 kills in the semifinal victory over Cedar Falls yesterday. She's number 2 in kills in the state of Iowa. So, black and gold for the Bettendorf Bulldogs from the Mississippi Athletic Conference. Ankeny Centennial wearing the white and black uniforms. Barb, what do you think it's going to come down to here at 5A?
Well, you know, they do say that defense wins championships, so I think the defense will be very important, as well as making sure that Ankeny Centennial is able to, you know, fight off the 6 Division I players that Bettendorf has. I don't know if we can talk about how impressive that is enough, because it really is unheard of.
Very familiar with this stage. 1 calendar year ago, just 1 year ago, it was Ankeny Centennial knocking off Bettendorf. But Ankeny Centennial graduated 8 players from that team. Bettendorf has been focused to get back to this spot and get a little revenge on a very senior-heavy class. First point goes to the Bulldogs from Bettendorf. That block is pretty strong there that they're putting up for the Bulldogs.
It is, and you know, Bettendorf has strong everything. I mean, they've got strong defense, which blocking is the front row defense. They've got players who know how to go up and go after that ball.
1-0 in favor of Bettendorf. The overpass. The Bulldogs have it in system, attacking on the outside. Scrappy defense for Ankeny, and they feel that the last 2 to 3 weeks they've gotten even scrappier and more sound defensively.
Well, I think that happens when, especially like since this tournament has been pretty much the full week, they started on Tuesday, and I think that is how you get better, is by playing the great competition.
Great shot there as we got a camera mounted right above the net. And it's 2-0 Bettendorf. Ankeny looking for a response. I think they're going to call a lift. Yep, 2 contacts. So out of the 3 points that Bettendorf has, 2 of them were errors by Ankeny Centennial.
Well, and that's going to play a part. You know, at first, the first few points, everybody's nervous, so that might be a little bit of it. But once everybody gets settled down, we'll see how it goes from there.
That's not easy to do, to pull it out of the net. Bettendorf does just that. Here comes Ankeny Centennial. There's their first point of the 5A championships. Let's take a look at the keys for Ankeny, defending champion. Barb, what do they need to do to defend and win 2 state titles in a row?
Well, because the Bettendorf's defense is so good, they really need to make the blockers move, so the defense doesn't have a full picture of a double block. They get a single block, they have to move them. In addition to, they need to serve receive cleanly. They have a pretty strong offense, and they need to take advantage of their balanced attack by making sure they get good passes.
Here's a look at the keys for Bettendorf. Use experience. Remember last year? What do you mean by those keys?
Well, they need to use their experience. They've been here the last 4 years, and that helps in this situation. They also need to remember last year, because they lost this match last year, so it's stuck in their craw a little bit for the past year, and they just need to remember how badly that feels and give it that extra punch.
4-2 in the early going in the opening set, kind of feeling each other out here, getting ready as the stage is as bright as it possibly can be, playing for a state title. Kill there by Josie Herbst. She had 328 kills in the regular season, and in this state tournament alone, she's number 2 in kills in the state with 39 in just 2 matches. Incredible.
She is incredible, and they go to her all the time. They have a lot of confidence in her. She will be playing next year at UNLV, and you'll watch, as you watch this match, you'll see why UNLV is so interested in her.
Good up there to keep it off the court for Centennial. Free ball over the net, and here comes Bettendorf working near side. Another beautiful defensive play, but they're not getting many offense shots at it is Ankeny Centennial. They're kind of on the heels, just doing everything in their power to get a dig.
Well,
let's see the replay here.
If you look at that, Ankeny Centennial was not ready for that blocker to be there. And in the state final match, you have to make sure that all your P's and Q's are in order. You're doing every little detailed thing. Whenever the ball could come back at you, you need to be ready for it. And they just are not doing that right now.
It's 6-2. Bettendorf has led right from the get-go, looking strong as you take a look inside their huddle.
Okay? Get
Now, hey, every free ball, they're targeting towards zone 1. So middle back, make sure you stay deep and just watch your shoulders, okay? Keep up the energy, keep the blocks at the net, and let's just keep going.
Listening in to Diane Lichtenberg, 30 years as a high school coach, coaching the sport of volleyball, all 30 of them coming at Bettendorf, 654 wins, 279 losses, and 8 state tournament appearances. You actually knew her in the 80s.
When she was just starting out, yeah. When I was in high school, I had her as one of the coaches for a team that I was on, and enjoyed getting to know her. You know, she said in that huddle that they're sending all the free balls to zone 1. That means the deep right back corner. And so that is a strategic place to send it because it's harder to pass and it's harder for the setter to set because it's coming over her shoulder.
So Ankeny Centennial knew that they needed to get things turned around, head in their direction, called a timeout. And there's a kill there by Ari Winters, a 6-foot freshman outside hitter. Older sister Jaylee led Ankeny Centennial to the state title last year, now starring as a true freshman at Creighton University. And Ari Winters' father, if you're familiar with the Iowa Hawkeye men's basketball team, James Winters.
From back in my day.
Way back in the day. So, but as a freshman to be stepping in and playing varsity, but not only to be playing, but one of the leaders in kills and offensive attack. Pretty impressive stuff. Quick set, middle, call into net. That's going to go into Bettendorf. We got ourselves a 2-point ball game here in the opening set.
Well, and that's big for Ankeny Centennial. Most of the rallies have been shorter, and Bettendorf's been winning them. And that was a little bit longer rally, and that's what Ankeny Centennial needs to do. They need to make sure that they're prepared for that ball coming back and keep going after it.
Back set. It wasn't perfect, but it worked. She really had to stretch there to get it. Let's take a look at the play where they called in the net.
Oh, yeah.
And you can see.
Good camera work. Well, and actually that blocker was doing everything she needed to do. You need to press over the net like that, and sometimes you just get a little bit too close.
Barb is a former Division I volleyball coach that coached the blockers. How do you tell them to block and hold back the restraint? You want to get as close to the net as possible, but not in the net. Well,
the key is you don't swing your arms. You make sure that once your arms are over there, they stay strong and they stay right where they are. And you shrug your shoulders and tighten everything up so that when the ball hits them, it's like a wall.
Easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, that's true.
Hitting over the block there, Centennial. The return, nice up there by Savannah Johnson, a senior outside hitter for Centennial. Nice rally here at 7-5 opening set. Found a hole in the defense. And Herbst again. And for her, that's her second kill. Here's the replay.
Nice roll shot right over the, we kind of call that the campfire defense, which is the defense you don't want to be in, which is just everybody sitting around and waiting for the ball to go into the middle of them.
Blocked the net, good strong block. The joust opportunity won by Centennial, and I think got the pinky toe underneath the net there. Not only can you not get your body into the net, you can't slide under the net. And we have some great officials who are just watching it like a hawk to make sure the game is being called fairly on both sides.
Well, as these are the best teams in the state, these are also the best refs in the state. And they go through a process to get here. Throughout the season, the coaches rate each official as they play, and the officials with the best ratings get to come to the state tournament and officiate. So it's kind of a state tournament for them also.
It's an honor for the student athletes, the coaches, the administration, and for the refs. That one an easy call as it goes long out of bounds. Here's Kayla Jensen, a junior, serving it up for Ankeny Centennial. Bettendorf was starting to pull away, an early timeout, and Centennial has stormed back. But we're still in the very early going of this opening set. Here's Josie Herbst again. She's their leader offensively, but she has 52 service aces on the year. And she's pretty strong in the back row with digs, averaging 3%. But when she's in the back row, there's not as much firepower in the front row for Bettendorf.
Well, there isn't, but they use her from the back row also. So you saw that jump serve. She has a beautiful jump serve. She can bring that in 15 feet and do that from the 10-foot line, or the 3-meter line is what I'm supposed to call it, and hammer the ball from there too. So she doesn't go away when she's in the back row.
Beautiful kill, tooling the ball out of bounds off of the hands. And Centennial has stormed back to tie it at 9-9. Again, hit off the hands, right down the line. You got several options when you're on that outside hitter position.
Well, and she used 2 of them there. Off the hands and down the line. It would have been in even if it wasn't off the hands, so it was beautiful.
With the first lead of the opening set for Ankeny Centennial. Some good serving by the libero, Kylie Mackey. She has 18 aces. And perfect serve percentage at the state championships on 30 attempts. Bettendorf, nice placement. How tough is that to cut from sideline to sideline like that, Barb?
Well, it's really tough for a right-hander. You almost have to have an inside-out swing, and it's hard on your shoulder. In fact, it hurts my shoulder just talking about it. But you can also angle your body so it's more of a straight on, but then the defense can read that. So you can do it a variety of ways, but one is a little bit more disguised than the other.
The attack from the back row out of Herbst. Ankeny expecting it. Beautiful attack by Centennial. Here's the overpass. In system with it. Good bump. The set a little off the mark. And a block. How good is Ankeny's defense right now?
They're doing really well. They're touching every ball, and not only touching every ball, but they're giving perfect passes to the setter, which keeps them in system. Anytime you can be in system, that gives your setter 3 offensive options, and that's ideal.
Here's Utley, the setter for Ankeny, serving it up for Ankeny Centennial. Quickly returns for the kill. Maggie Runge. She will play college volleyball at Eastern Illinois next year. Number 6 in kill percentage at state, hitting .381 here at the tournament. She's also number 8 in kills down here in Cedar Rapids with 21. Another point, Bettendorf's on a 2-0 run, tying things up.
Well, it kind of looks like Bettendorf is keying on Tasha Vipon, number 10 for Ankeny Centennial, the middle that hit that ball. They had 3 blockers go up with that attack.
Pretty balanced here in the early going as far as kills for both these schools. Smart play there as Savannah Johnson tools it out of bounds off the block. And now a chance for Savannah to serve. Ankeny defeated Waukee 3-0 on their road to state, and then defeated Sioux City East 3-0. Here in Cedar Rapids in the quarterfinals, defeated Johnston in 5. That one went right down to the wire, winning 15-12 in the 5th. And then yesterday in the semis, defeated Dubuque Hempstead in 3. Nice replay. That was 2 plays ago. And it's a 13-12 ball game here in the opening set. 5A state championship. A rematch from 2014 where Ankeny Centennial was victorious.
Well, and that's a decent matchup for the Ankeny Centennial. The outside blocker is 5'10", where Winters is 6 foot 6'1". She can probably hit over that block all day long.
Right at the midway point here of this opening set, and you can see.
And then there's Herbst
bringing some power with that swing.
Well, and she was up against a single blocker, and the blocker was blocking her line, but she was able to go over the block and put it down about the 12-foot line. It was beautiful. Anytime you can get a ball down close to that 10-foot line, fairly hard hit, that's what you go for as a hitter.
And now a service ace by Runge. She has 16 on the year. That's her 5th service ace here at the state championship tournament. It's now a 15-13 lead for the Bulldogs. but a service error. You gotta like aggressive serving though.
Well, and you have to be aggressive with your serves when you're in the state finals, because most teams at this point are pretty good at everything. And so to keep them off balance and hopefully out of system, you have to have a tough serve. So coaches expect a few missed serves.
Meredith Seek glances over, gets the call as showing what zone to serve to.
That's
Do you want
right.
to explain to viewers what the coach is telling the servers?
Sure. Would you want me to? I can. She gave her zone 6, which is usually a fist, and that is middle back of the court. They want, and generally what you tell your players is, we don't want it right at the player that's in that zone. We want it around that player so that she has to move. Anybody can pass a ball that comes right to them, so we want the player to have to move.
And these players at this level so good at serving that they can pinpoint exactly what zone the coach wants them to serve to, and serving so important. And on the other side of the coin, serve reception, getting good passes. As you see the replay, a good pass, a nice set, and that's how you get a kill like that.
Beautiful.
3-point lead for Bettendorf. Oh, little missed timing, but the ball goes over, and it counts. Doesn't look pretty, but it counts, and Centennial pulls within 2.
Reek did a nice job that time, even though it was a little out of reach. She was able to touch it and tap it over the net, which was ideal in that situation because the block was right there ready to block it.
Bulldogs of Bettendorf in the black and gold, Ankeny Centennial in the white and black. Another point. It's now 18-15. Sharkey as a setter is pretty awesome here at this 5A level. What does she do differently that makes her one of the top setters here?
Well, she has, she kind of, what I'm going to call a smorgasbord of weapons. she really does. And then she does that and is very successful with her dumps and her tips. She's been getting kills all week because she takes the ball herself also. She
had 53 assists in the semifinal win. She's going to be playing at Rutgers next year. And it's a 19-15 advantage for Bettendorf. Well, coming up between sets, enjoy highlights of the 2015 Iowa High School Swimming and Diving Championships from IPTV Sports. Let's listen inside the huddle for Ankeny Centennial.
Wait for it, and then once you see the ball, then go to it, okay? You guys, it's not too late. It's not too late this game. We haven't played our best ball, and we're in this match, okay? So settle in. You're used to the atmosphere now. Take it one ball at a time. There's nothing over there we can't stop. There's nothing over there we haven't seen all year long and taken it, okay? So one play at a time. Let's flip the switch and roll. Let's go.
Love it. Thanks the coaches for letting us put a microphone on them so we can bring you, the viewers, an inside look of what Jessica Reinhardt is saying in the huddle.
Well, and that's a tough spot to be in because as a coach you worry about, you know, am I saying the right things and that kind of stuff. And she's exactly right. They aren't playing their best ball right now, and they are still in the match. So they just need to step it up a little bit and get back into their rhythm.
Well, whatever she said, it sounded good to me, and it obviously motivated Ankeny Centennial. They get the side out that they need. That's Olivia Sandquist with her first kill. And Jessica Reinhardt, head coach, collected her 100th career victory this season, has guided Ankeny Centennial to the state tournament all 3 seasons as a head coach. They split Ankeny into 2 schools, and she came in and has done nothing but win. Bulldogs first to the 20-point mark, though, needing just 5 more points to take this first set. A lot of work left ahead of them as the libero back to serve. Here's Centennial with the overpass. In system, near side, the windup and the kill. Margaret Mika, 157 kills in the regular season, 11 kills in the semifinal win.
Well, and that's that really hard to hit and hard to dig, sharp angle. And she, you know, hit the defender, but because it's coming at you and it's kind of high, it's hard to get out of the way.
Back set, off the block. Bettendorf controlling. Little roll shot. And here's Ankeny Centennial to the outside. Great defense playing above the net, both teams. Block, block, block. Well, Ankeny Centennial's block was the one that counts.
And it's a really nice job of staying with the play and staying with the ball. As a middle blocker, that's your job. It doesn't matter where the ball goes, you go with it. You jump on the block, you transition to hit a quick. You jump on the next block, you transition to hit a quick. You're in it every single play.
Wow, going airborne, keeping the ball up off the court. And it pays off. Hustle point for Ankeny Centennial. They pull within 3, and it is the 3rd kill for Savannah Johnson. 21-18. A great opening set here. It's going to be a long day of championship volleyball here in IPTV. Let's see what Diane Lichtenberg has to say inside the Bettendorf huddle.
As that hitter's arm swing is coming forward, we're on that, okay? So let's keep putting it down. Now, there's a lot of commotion in the middle, then send it to the outside or back row tack or something, okay? All right, hey, right here, let's get the point, get to 22, okay? What are we running? 1, 2, 3, finish. What are we running?
There you see, there's a lot of commotion in the middle. Well, that's because Ankeny's kind of clogging it up there.
Well, and she talked about, you know, watching the arm swing and making sure that your timing is correct on the block and making sure that you're pushing your hands over the net. And those are, you know, she's right. She must have been doing this for a while because
30 years.
It sounds like she knows what she's talking about.
Ankeny Centennial trails 21-18. You heard in the Bulldog huddle. Let's just get to 22. Baby steps as they chip away here. Centennial works the outside block. Now near sideline, block, point. Down for the point. Oh, they're going to say net violation against Bettendorf.
Oh,
that's a big call.
That's interesting because it was kind of hard to see that from here, but let's look on the net cam. Well, it does look like it was pretty close, but it's still, the net's not really moving. Not that that's the telltale sign. 21-19,
can Ankeny Centennial come all the way back here. Oh, perfect placement. Just cut that ball to the corner.
Again, that's kind of an inside-out arm swing when you're in that position. Her feet weren't quite where they needed to be, so she had to do an inside-out arm swing, which cut the ball around the blocker and went down for a point deep line.
Megan Sharkey, the setter, 57 aces, doesn't get an ace, but she gets a strong serve. Looking for a call. Bettendorf gets it. A little confusion on the court there.
There was a little confusion on the court. I think people didn't hear the whistle, and it could have been because the fans were shouting that they wanted 4 contacts. They got it, but there was some confusion there.
Woo!
That was an awesome serve.
Number 1 in the state tournament in service aces heading into the championship match with 7. Dials one here to bring up set point. Bettendorf knocking on the door here in the opening set. 24-19. They need just one more, and that's an attack air. Bettendorf wins set 1.
Well, I would have to say that I agree with Ankeny Centennial's coach. They haven't played their best. They can get back in it.
We talked with Bettendorf's coach, Diane Lichtenberg, about championship legacy. Here's the interview.
You know, we definitely set some high goals for ourselves. You know, started with that conference championship, regional championship, and then, you know, state championship. These girls have been in the state finals. You know, I have 2 players that have been here since freshmen, and their season has ended every year in the state championship, and we definitely wanted to have it that way again this year. And so for them to be able to do that is, you know, just amazing.
So Bettendorf looked pretty good there, Barb.
They really did. They pulled it out when they needed to. They let it get a little close, and then they stepped on the gas from there.
Taking a look at the keys to that opening set for Bettendorf. Use experience against 6 D1 volleyball players. And remember last year, it seemed like they hit both right on the head.
Absolutely. And, you know, when you lose a state championship, it sticks with you. And so those coaches, those players have trained all year for this moment.
We met with Tasha Vipond on the Ankeny team depth. Here's the interview with Tasha Vipon.
Really, we just have like so much depth. Like we have 15 great players on the team. At practice, everything's like we might get beat by the scout team every once in a while. Everyone's challenging each other and that makes everyone better. Everyone's steps are level up. So it's just everyone's making each other better every day.
Would you agree with that, Barb?
Absolutely, and in addition to that, I think this is a huge strength for them. In their gym, they have 2 Division I former players and a member of the Scottish national team. So that those they're giving them their lessons from their experience. They're playing against them, and that's a huge gig.
Assistant coach Paul Gilmore trained with the Scottish national volleyball team for Ankeny Centennial, and assistant coach Sarah Oxman, now Sarah Alberts, played Division I volleyball at the University of Northern Iowa. So when you have 2 assistants with that experience, plus what Jessica Reinhardt brings to Ankeny Centennial as the head coach, pretty awesome.
Well, there's another one, Annie Stasel.
Correct, yep.
She played at Illinois back in the 90s. I mean, we're kind of aging her. She's probably not going to be very happy with me about that, but she was an awesome athlete also, and she knows what it's like. When she was at the state tournament, they got second also. So, you know, she's helping feed the fire a little bit with that. We don't want second.
Talking to Ankeny, you know, they said they were working hard all summer. They definitely wanted to get back to that championship match. The team motto, never give up, never give in. Well, they're down 1-0. Does that matter?
Well, at this point, it doesn't. You know, it's still anybody's game. I think, you know, Coach Reinhardt, when she said we aren't really playing our game yet, we've seen them play better this week. And sometimes it just takes getting your rhythm back, getting the feel for the atmosphere back. You know, the gym in this case is different today than it has been every other day this week. Usually they have 2 nets going the opposite way, perpendicular to what you see on the court. And so it's opened it up, and it's a little bit different playing wise.
It's an awesome venue. It's the 25th year that the state volleyball championships has been in Cedar Rapids. Barb, I've enjoyed announcing a good number of them with you here. It's one of the highlights of my year.
Me too. This is one of my favorite weeks.
Yeah, we thank Iowa Public Television for providing this awesome exposure for this amazing event. Not anything like it across the 50 states in the U.S. Iowa State Volleyball Championships, one of a kind. So here's the start of the second set. A little bit of urgency needed here for Ankeny Centennial as they trail 1-0. Good block, tip over. Now a little scramble mode. And Bettendorf gets the first point. A long rally, but it's Margaret Mika with the kill. And she has 4 now already.
Well, she did a really nice job. She contacted the ball when her arm was at its longest, highest reach, and hit the ball off the top of the block's hands, and that's an ideal way to do that, because then it bounces high and goes deep.
1-1 after the service error. Here comes Centennial. And if you notice on the court, there's a player on either team wearing a different colored uniform. That's the libero. And if you're just tuning into Iowa Public Television saying, hey, what's going on? The state volleyball championships. Barb, can you explain that rule? Relatively new in the last 7 or 8 years for high school volleyball.
Yep, the libero is a defensive specialist that has some special rules, and that's why they wear a different colored jersey. So the ref knows that that's the libero and they can't do certain things. They don't count as a substitution. They run on and off the court. Well, it sounds like in the middle of plays, but it's not. They run on and off the court with the player that they trade with, and it doesn't count as a substitution. Then the real rules are that they cannot set the ball if they are standing in front of the 10-foot line, and they cannot attack the ball from anywhere on the court if they're above the level, the height of the net.
So for Bettendorf, it's Alexa Ito, number 5, wearing the gold top uniform. And for Ankeny Centennial, it's number 2, Kylie Mackey, wearing the black top uni. Good defense, and kind of the anchor of that back row defensively for both their teams.
Well, they should be. That's right. And for young players out there who want to be liberos, you just need to take control. You need to make sure that you're running that back row, and that if there's any question on the ball, you take it. I mean, you don't let it out of you. it's your deal.
Communication very important, just like a pop fly in baseball. Whose ball is it? Well, it's the libero's ball in volleyball.
Yeah, exactly.
4-2, Jaguars come storming out of the gates here in the second set. Tasha Vipond, we talked to her after the semifinal, heard her interview. A huge part of this Ankeny Centennial team, a senior. Bettendorf getting the kill. It's Herbst's 5th kill. And you can see, you know you hit it hard when it does that.
Yeah, it's up in the upper section up there somewhere.
Nice serve. Ball hit out of bounds. Was it touched? Ankeny Centennial asking for the tip.
Oh, someone called a touch. I didn't see who called the touch, but one of the rules for the officials is any of the 4 officials can call a touch if they see it. There's an up ref, a down ref, and 2 line judges.
5-3, Centennial with the lead, but they trailed the series 1-0. Eric Braley, Barb Randall with the call here for IPTV Sports. Smart decision. The block was there, and Caitlin Kuhn knew she wasn't going to get it through the block, but she hit it hard off the block and out of bounds. Last touch, Ankeny Centennial.
Well, and the block was there, but it wasn't set up. We've been talking about how you have to penetrate over the net, and the blocker's hands were more straight up, and when they're straight up like that and they hit your arms, they tend to roll down your body, which is really hard to play without having a lift called, and it's hard to get your arms down that fast.
2 of Centennial's 6 points here in the second set have been service errors. Is that a mental thing, or is it just making sure that you're locked in every time before you serve the ball over the net? Nice kill.
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's also, you know, maybe the nerves of the state championships, but even matches that aren't for the state championship have missed serves. So some of it's mental, some of it may be a miss hit off the side of your hand. There are a variety of reasons that you have missed serves, but some of it's aggression.
Now you see that serve by Josie Herbst. It's a jump serve. What are some of the different types of serves that we might see here today on the championship match as Bettendorf gets another point to tie this thing up at 6-6?
Well, I'm even going to go a step further and say Josie Herbst serves a top spin serve.
It's beautiful. Well, watch on your TV screen here. You can tell hours of practice.
It's very fluid, she makes it look very easy, but that's a top spin serve. And while it's coming at you really hard and very fast, it's the easiest ball to pass, because anytime there's a spin on the ball, you can see it because the ball's multicolored, and you just have to get behind that spin to pass the ball. The other kind of serve that I think is a tougher serve, you don't necessarily jump. Some people do, but I think it's tougher when you stand. It's a floater, and it's like a knuckleball in baseball. It moves kind of with the currents in the air, and so it can rise up on you at the last minute, and it's a lot harder to pass because you can't tell exactly where the ball's going.
Well, meanwhile, a couple big points, a setter dump kill out of Meredith Seek for Ankeny Centennial, and a big play in the middle of the net. It's back to an 8-6 lead there. And an attack air. You can see the frustration on Bettendorf's faces right now. And talking with Ankeny, this said, you know, we have gotten scrappier defensively the last 2 to 3 weeks, really working on returning a lot of balls. We want to get our opponent frustrated.
Well, it's huge when you can get an opponent frustrated, because then you can really play off that. And we'll talk about that a little bit in a minute.
Here's inside the Ankeny huddle.
Okay, we keep this lead. We're up 9-6. You keep attacking, keep attacking, keep attacking, okay? You can go after their block, and you can come alive, okay? Don't let down. Get out there full aggressive all the way to 25, okay? Let's fight. Gila's! Gila, let's go.
Let's keep the foot on the accelerator and keep going, no looking back. Got to win by 2. They have a 3-point lead. You know Bettendorf's going to make the run, but if they can keep that intensity and firepower going that they started with to gain this 9-6 lead, boy, Ankeny Centennial's really going to tie things up here in the second set. They trailed the series 1-0 as Bettendorf won 25-19. Back to action. Oh. anytime it hits off the block, that back row kind of needs to creep up a little bit because you don't know where it's going to go off the ricochet.
Well, and that's exactly right. It's hard to tell where it's going to go, so you have to have your feet stopped when the arm makes contact, because then you can move in any direction.
Another point for Bettendorf, so whatever Diane Lichtenberg said in their huddle, it's working because a 2-0 run. And there you see the different colored uniform. That's Alexa Ito, the 5'5" senior libero, averaging 3.88 digs per set. Number 2 at the state tournament in digs this year. And she'll play at the University of Iowa next year. She'll just keep that black and gold uniform going to be a Hawkeye next season.
Her 2 favorite colors.
The kill for Ankeny Centennial's Lauren Reek. Reek with 149 kills in the regular season. Has 3 here. Tip works. You don't have to power it through. You can go up, and over the block.
Well, and I think that's one of the reasons that Bettendorf had so much success yesterday, was they were really mixing things up well against Cedar Falls in the semis.
Again, Bettendorf defeated Cedar Falls High School in 5. Win was the 3rd consecutive 5-set semifinal victory for Bettendorf. So while Ankeny Centennial kind of cruised in with a 3-set sweep yesterday of Dubuque Hempstead, maybe it's good for Bettendorf to get a little battle tested in the semifinals.
Well, I don't ever think that really hurts too much. If you can come out on top, of course, because it helps with your composure, it helps with your nerves, and it helps with your confidence, knowing that you can fight back and come out of that.
Savannah Johnson for Ankeny Centennial, serving it up, leading by 1. Good serve. Hey, it's a service ace for Johnson. Perfect serve percentage here at state on 42 attempts. That's her 5th service ace in the state tournament. And serving, I mean, that's something you can practice by yourself, right?
It is, and it's the only skill in volleyball that you're in complete control of.
You can tell Savannah Johnson has been working on that. 12-10 Jaguars. Tip. Bettendorf has it. Near sideline. Mika got a good swing, but an even better swing out of Ankeny Centennial's Ari Winters, a freshman, Barb. So you're telling me the next 4 years we get to see Ari Winters grow, mature into an even better volleyball player, probably?
Isn't it awesome?
Wow. Thinking back to my freshman years of high school, to be playing on this big of a stage, that would be difficult. Another kill, another point for the Jaguars. They fought off that Bettendorf run. Now they've put together a run of their own up 4. My favorite camera view right there. You can see the block. Just went up, over, and 6 sets. Winters with 5 kills already here. Quick set middle. Didn't get the attack on it they wanted. Good handy play by Vipon. Wow, it's going to count for another Bulldogs point.
Well, and the timing with Vipon and the setter has just been off a little bit today.
Yeah.
But part of being a middle blocker, we used to call it contortionism, because you have to turn your body and just try and get the ball over, and that's what she did that time.
Setting up near side, down for the kill. Ari Winters led Ankeny with 13 kills, a 500 attack percentage, averaging 4.3 kills per set in the semifinal win yesterday. Just past the halfway point of the 2nd set, Centennial has been in control the entire time, but Bettendorf hanging close. Setter dump. Expecting it that time are the Bulldogs. Oh, what a block. Down for the point. 16-11 Centennial.
Well, and the setter dump that time from Ankeny Centennial, you can see it's a little different because they run a 6-2 offense. And so their setter is always in the back row.
Not every team has just one setter. Some have two. We'll talk about that after this, but back inside the Ankeny huddle, what's going on with Jessica Reinhardt?
Hitters, you keep swinging away. There's a lot of quick stuff happening at the net, so let's make sure we're low and ready to get a hand on those balls, okay? Set jumper, overpasses, those sorts of things, okay? It looks good on our end. We're not done with this game, okay? You stay aggressive. We're going all the way to 25, okay? Attack mode, aggressive mode, okay? Keep it up. Let's go. Keep them frustrated. Keep them frustrated. Keep pushing.
We talked about that. Their goal is to frustrate their opponent. Well, their opponent here is Bettendorf. Keep low, she said. What does she mean by that, Mark?
Well, it's kind of what we were talking about, being on the toes of your feet, the balls of your feet, so that you can move when the hitter makes contact. Because you can't change direction if you're moving. And so when the hitter makes contact, be low on the balls of your feet.
Kind of the athletic position for other sports. If you're an infielder in softball or playing defense on basketball, you can go laterally if you're in that athletic set position. A 5-point lead for the Jaguars. A little sloppy on that slide attack by Bettendorf, and here's Ankeny on the overpass. Trying to get a good swing. They go to the outside at Herbst, and you can tell Centennial's been keying on number 2, Josie Herbst. She already has 6 kills, but not as strong as what she was yesterday.
Well, and the difference is that Ankeny Centennial is actually touching the balls that she's hitting. In the past few days, nobody's been touching them in the back row, and Centennial is doing that. It's a big difference. If you can get the ball up 6 inches and someone else can play it, it's huge.
Winters, good up by Bettendorf. Herbst, roll, shot. Winters goes tip down the line. Cross court swing. Wow, good one-handed up. Long rally. That's what you expect when you're playing for a state title at the 5A level. You expect each of these rallies to take about a minute or so. No quick points, no easy ones. But that's why you celebrate like that when you finally do win one of those long
And you get to take a
rallies.
breath. Catch your breath.
Good look at the Centennial student section. This place is filled up with students and community members from both schools. Jaguars, wow, they just look different compared to the first set, Barb.
They absolutely have, and it's because of defensive plays like that. They're touching everything that comes their way right now.
Wow, that grabbed the sideline. Winters cut it. Thought it might be heading out of bounds, but it drops at the last second. And Winters now with 7 kills.
Well, and you don't have to hit it hard. That time she couldn't hit it hard, and she just rolled over the top of it so that it would have that top spin and come down, hopefully in bounds.
In the net, 4 contacts. No, in the net, the call.
By number 4, yes.
Again, those whistles just aren't very loud.
They aren't, and it's hard to hear them way over here.
19-12. Ankeny Centennial needs just 6 more points to tie this series up at 1 apiece. Herbst, tip. Hey, that works. Keeps them guessing.
It absolutely keeps them guessing, and she's really good about the timing that she uses as far as when she hammers it, when she roll shots, and when she tips. And that, I mean, if you're getting hammered, you're back on your heels on defense, and then she tips one, it's hard to, like I said, to change that momentum and move forward.
She really disguises it well.
She does.
She's going up like she's going to slam it, and then at the last second pulls back, tricked ya, tips it over. 6-point lead. Trying to add to it is Ankeny Centennial on the right side of your screen. On the left side, the Bettendorf Bulldogs. Down the line. Oh, it's out of bounds. Wow. No touch. Ankeny Centennial, you can see, and they're making that motion with their hands. And was it touched?
Well, and I think Coach Jessica Reinhardt is wondering if it was really out of bounds. I'm not sure. Oh, no, she's calling for a touch. She thought there was a big old touch on that one.
Great job by our camera operators here.
Yes.
Capturing everything that's going on inside the US Cellular Center. Again, broadcasting live from downtown Cedar Rapids. Ooh. take a look at that previous play that's in question. We have the luxury of slow motion instant replay. Down the line.
Kind of hard to tell.
Yeah. Timeout on the court. Let's listen inside the Bettendorf huddle. They need to make a run. They need to make a run now.
Zone 2 open. Everything's been going to 3, and they're picking that up. So Margaret had a nice one right over the top and scored on that, okay?
If she would have put that ball over the net, it would have been tough for us to pick that ball up. Make sure that if we see it, if we make a read like this, come in and crash. There's no way she's pushing this ball deep very easily.
You're on the right side right now. Let's pull that block in. Keep taking that angle.
Let's go, guys, right here. Hey, this is where we go, right here. This is where we go.
All right, we're trying to take angle, and they keep hitting angle. So make sure you're reading that, getting around the block, and seeing that hitter. Okay, get on that arm straight. Hey, let's go. Push points right here.
A lot going on in that huddle.
Well, there's so many things to talk about and explain. I love it.
30 seconds.
You're right. Well, she's talking about the tips that Bettendorf is doing. They've been going to zone 3, and Centennial's picking them up. So she said try zone 2, which is short right front. They also talked about when you see the setter, where the other team's hand go up like a tip, to come forward because they aren't pushing them deep.
Also talked about angles.
Yes, they did.
Good angle there out of Winters.
We can talk about that. So what you want to do, your back row defense, you want the defender to be outside of the blocker's hands. The blocker's hands are supposed to take an area away at the net, but it's also supposed to protect from that angle at the back part of the court. So if you're standing behind a blocker, you're not really doing any good. You need to make sure that you're outside of those hands.
8 kills for Winters. Here's the replay. 2 defenders were there, but the block wasn't set up perfectly, and Winters made them pay.
Well, and part of the reason that was successful is that Bettendorf plays a rotation defense, which means that they have the corners protected. So when we talk about, usually I talk about golden corners and how if you're in question, send it to the corner. The corners won't work against a team like Bettendorf because they're in rotation defense. You have to go to the middle back part of the court.
9 kills for Herbst. Now she's back to serve. Again, we talked about her nice serve. And announcers jinx, it's a service error.
She's not going to like you very much.
She serves so aggressively that she's trying to get it as close to that back end line as possible. But when you gamble, sometimes you hit it just a hair too hard. So now it's a 5-point lead for Ankeny Centennial. But they need just 4 more points to even out this series. Through the block, down for the kill. Bettendorf still has life here in the second set.
Well, Bettendorf's fighting like heck right now to keep from evening back up the match. They would love to get ahead 2-0 and have the third set for the title.
Mika with her 7th kill. So really it's been Josie Herbst, Margaret Mika leading the way for Bettendorf offensively. And Ankeny Centennial gets the 3rd kill out of Olivia Sandquist. So Utley now to serve. She's one of their 2 setters in the 6-2 offense. She's a senior, has perfect serve percentage at state on 29 attempts. A near service ace, and they're not going to be able to return it. Breakdown in communication there by Bettendorf.
That was a breakdown in communication, and you don't expect it from a team of mainly of seniors. And so that's one thing Coach Lichtenberg is not very happy about.
We should mention that Bettendorf has 6 players playing Division I volleyball next year. One of them not on the court, injured in the early going of the season. Danielle Pennington, an ankle injury so severe that she has to be out for 4 months. So it'd be interesting to see how good this Bettendorf would be with Pennington, because she was an all-tournament team selection last year, but this year only played in 14 sets. She'll play college volleyball at the University of Loyola.
So we talked a little bit about Herbst's serve and how it's a topspin serve. If Sharkey serves again, we need to kind of move in on her serve. She serves kind of a side spin ball. And again, it comes at you funny and it kind of curves, but as a passer, you just need to get behind that spin. So you drop your shoulder and you get behind the spin.
We'll have to wait for that until the 3rd set, because Jaguars have gained point. They need just 1 more to even this thing out. The defending 5A state champions came out with vengeance here in the second set. Needing one more point. They got it. They got it. Hey, guess who? Yeah, that's winners. 9 kills for the freshman. And Ankeny Centennial looking good. So the Bulldogs won the first set 25-19. Jaguars won the second 25-18. Well, now let's join Paul Yeager with highlights from the 2015 Girls State Swimming and Diving Championships. Paul, take it away.
We begin our swimming and diving competition coverage with a look at the diving portion of the program, the 30 best divers from the state of Iowa, and the 1 meter dive portion. This is Andrea Adam from City High of Iowa City in a reverse dive tuck. Kennedy Bass from Boone hits a reverse somersault tuck. Valley's Elizabeth Davidson in an inward 1.5 somersault tuck. Catherine Mueller from Fairfield. She was in the top 10 last year, and she's in that same spot this year. Lily Seltz from West Des Moines Valley, the junior, goes up and in. Nice reverse 1.5 somersault tuck. Jolynn Harris from Lincoln High School, back somersault 1.5 twist free. JC Klein from Muscatine, the reverse 1.5 somersault tuck, the senior there. Here's the senior from Dowling Catholic, Margaret Engel, the back 1.5 somersault pike. Claire Park, 4th last year. How could she improve upon this year? Well, dives like that help. The reverse 1.5 somersault pike. Park was pushed by Jana Misra, the freshman from Ames. There's her back somersault 1.5 twist free. But it was Park's night to shine. On her 11th dive of the competition, a forward double somersault pike, nailed it, and she is your state champion. And she really felt that that was her best dive of the night.
My front double pike was probably the most clean I've ever done. And
you didn't come in with the best score in the state, but you walked away with it. What's that like?
It's good. I mean, I'm not going to say everyone roots for the underdog, but I was just really excited because I knew from regionals that I had dives that I could work on and that I could do better with, and I feel like I executed almost every one of my dives very well.
Park was first, Jana Misra from Ames was second, and Margaret Engel from Dowling Catholic was third.
For full races from the 2015 swimming and diving competition, visit IPTV.org/sports. That's a look at where Barb and I are living today. The U.S. Cellular Center. It's a beautiful day here in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. We played 2, and we're just right where we started, tied at 1 apiece, and pretty identical scores. Let's see what the freshman Winters has done for Ankeny Centennial as we look at a little highlight package here. She took over that second set, in my opinion.
She really did, and in a lot of different ways. I mean, she hit through the block, she hit over the block, and she hit that nice sharp angle that you saw on that play right there.
So if you are Bettendorf, you know you can play with Ankeny Centennial because you won 25-19, but you know you got to get things kind of turned around here in the second set because it was all Ankeny Centennial 25-18.
Well, to me, it looks like Ankeny Centennial has changed their lineup a little bit, so they have a different matchup, and I think that might have been the difference in the second set.
First point goes to Jaguars. They pick up right where they left off, and it's the 5th kill coming for Savannah Johnson. Again, Eric Braley, Barb Randall here for IPTV. Second year in a row that IPTV Sports is broadcasting all 5 classes of the state championships. And Cedar Rapids, the host city for 25 years. You live in Cedar Rapids. It's a great venue, and it's very special. You know, Fort Dodge has the softball, and just spreading it around the state of Iowa. they definitely roll out the red carpet here for this state championship.
Well, they do, and being back in this venue is huge. There were a couple years when they were redoing this venue because the flood hit in 2008. So they stayed here 2009, 2010. They went to the Cedar Rapids Ice Arena in 2011 and 2012, which was unique, and it brought a whole different aspect to the game. The fans were closer to the players. It was exciting, but when they brought it back here, you really can't beat this. I mean, this is so special.
And it's a full day event starting at 10 a.m. with this 5A match, and probably be going to about 9 o'clock tonight with the 1A final. So you, the viewer of IPTV, it's simple. You just keep it here on IPTV all day long, and I promise we'll keep you entertained. 3-2, Bulldogs. A nice little run here to pull ahead, their first lead. Tough serve, not the best pass, and it's an attack air out of bounds. That's one thing I have noticed here. Both these teams are pretty efficient with their attack percentage. Not a lot of hitting airs, Barb. Well, and I say a lot of that boils down to the setter also. Putting the ball in the right spot so the hitters know what to expect, and they are able to do something with it. Let's take a look at that net camera again. Has to just, they put the emergency brake on. All momentum going toward the net, but they know they can't get in it. Great athleticism. It's a 4-3 lead for Bettendorf. Tough swing. The return, and here's Bettendorf in the black and gold, Ankeny in the white and black uniforms. Near side attack, stuffed at the net. It's a 5-3 lead. And Bart, we talked about some teams have a 5-1. That means they have one setter. Some teams have a 6-2. That means they have two setters. Is that something where a coach just decides, hey, we got two setters, let's use them, or what goes into that decision? Well, a lot goes into that decision, and you really have to be very, very good to run a 6-2 offense, in my opinion. Why? Because your hitters are hitting off two different setters. What happens is when the setter rotates around to the back row position, which we just saw as Meredith Seek enters the game, she'll now be the setter. The setter. She has 97 sets in the regular season. And she'll set all from the back row, which gives her 3 hitting options in the front row every single time. So then when the other setter is in the back row, Kristen Utley, the hitters have to get used to her sets. So it's a little bit different. The setters have to be pretty athletic, and it's tougher because it's tougher for the hitters to get used to. There are different personalities from the setters, so it's a little harder. With a 5-1, the setter rotates all the way around, all 6 rotations, and you see Megan Sharkey. They don't come out of the game. Right, they don't come out of the game, but you see Megan Sharkey's now rotating to the front row. She'll be in the front row, and she becomes an offensive weapon. She can dump and tip and jump and hit if she gets set the ball. And so you have to be more aware when there's a 5-1 and the setter's in the front row, because you can block when she attacks. Sharkey does have 100 kills on the year. She's very offensive minded. For Bettendorf. Bettendorf with a 3-point lead here in the third set. Series tied at 1 apiece. Winters, good idea, just not the right execution. Well, that angle is there. We are sitting right behind that angle. The block was there. She hit the correct angle, but the ball hit the net and it rolled. It changed the direction of the angle. Probably good use of a timeout here for Ankeny Centennial, but Bettendorf seems to get their mojo back. Let's see what's going on in their huddle with Diane Lichtenberg.
Nice job, nice job. Now a couple berries for them on hitting, so let's be ready for the short step here. Who's in front? Which setter? We have 20 or 8? Is 8 still up there? All right, well anyways, if it's 20, just be ready for that dump to the center of the court here, okay? All right, let's keep the serve in after the timeout, and let's push to get to 10. Push to 10 right here.
Bulldogs on 3, 1, 2, 3, Bulldogs. Right here, you got it. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Bettendorf, 35-2 record. Their losses coming to Cedar Rapids Prairie, the 3rd match of the year, and Dowling Catholic right before the regional tournament and their road to state. Last year, they were state runners-up to this same Ankeny Centennial team. Ankeny, a very solid blocking team. 3 players in the top 5 at state in blocks per set with Vipon, Matter, and Reek. Out of the timeout, the point to Ankeny Centennial. How big is this third set, Barb?
Well, it's huge. Since they each won 1 set, you want to take that lead and potentially the next set so that you finish this match in 4 games. Like Coach Lichtenberg said in her interview after the semifinals, once it gets to that 5th set, it's anybody's game.
Little roll shot. And here comes Bettendorf in system. Back set on the slide. That's a thing of beauty, Barb. To perfection. The pass right on the money. The set right there. And a perfect execution for Bettendorf as they go up 9-5.
Well, and Leonard did a really nice job of chasing the ball that time. On a slide, you don't want to get out in front of it because then you have to come back across your body and try and swing. That's and there's tough. Only one way you can go with the ball. So you want to make sure you're chasing it. And Leonard did a nice job with that.
9-5. Bettendorf won the first 25-19. Ankeny Centennial won the second 25-18. This is the 5A championship match. Broadcasting here on IPTV Sports from downtown Cedar Rapids. The libero back to serve. This is Kylie Mackey, #1 at state in digs. Oh, aggressive serve, but just a little too hard out of bounds. Good shot of Mackey there. And she does a great job communicating and anchoring that back row defensively. Different types of defenses, Barb. And as a former Division I coach, there's even more defenses at the college level than what we might see here in this match.
Well, there are basic defenses, and I've always played with coaches that are willing to switch them up a little bit, and I don't see many other teams doing that. But the 2 basic defenses that you're going to see are the player back or perimeter defense and the rotation defense. In the perimeter defense, your defender is in middle back and your corners are open, and in the rotation defense, they protect the corners and the middle of the court is open. Now in rotation defense, it's a lot harder to get your player out there to the line because you have to get there quickly. But we would have, well, we'll hear from Sandy Stewart later in 4A and 2A, and she was my coach in college. And we would have, sometimes we'd play rotation defense versus a right side attack and player back defense versus a left side attack. So you can mix it up, and I think coaches should do more of that.
Keeps the opponents guessing when you change up the defensive schematics of it.
And it's not anything too complicated for these players to learn.
Sandy Stewart, former head coach for the Iowa Hawkeyes, will join BJ Shaban for the 4A match right after this. Again, a full day of volleyball here on IPTV. 11-9. Have a feeling this third set, because it is so pivotal in the outcome of who is the 5A champion, is going to go right down to the wire here. Their team wants to let their opponent get too big of separation, too big of a lead here at this juncture. Tough swing out of Winners. Back set and attack. That block has been so strong for Ankeny Centennial. Let's see what Bettendorf can do with it. Nothing. Nice long rally. Winters trying to finish it. It's touched. Bettendorf with the point. Excuse me, Centennial with the point. Bettendorf doesn't like that call.
Well, the line judge is right down that line.
Yeah,
you know,
it was hard to see from our angle here.
Right.
We're on the opposite corner. But that's a big call because it's now 11-10. Bulldogs lead by 1. Cedar dump, trying to catch him guessing. No one's snoozing on Centennial.
Well, and that's what Coach Lichtenberg was telling her. You know, that was zone 3 where she just dumped, and Coach Lichtenberg was saying, hey, they're picking up the tips in zone 3, so go to zone 2. So she might want to remind her that, you know, just try a different place for her tip.
So watch the replay. Little joust above the nylon. Centennial goes to the outside of Winners. Hits it so low to the net that it actually hits the net. but so much power behind it that it still goes down for a successful kill.
Well, and that's the thing. When you say hit line, you don't actually have to hit that white line. You hit it in the 3 to 5 feet area within that line, so that the defense has to make a choice whether it's in or out.
13-11, Sharkey, the senior setter, one of the best in the state, will be a setter at Rutgers University next year. You ran into her mom yesterday in the semifinals. She's wearing a Shark hat, right?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure it was her mother, but it was somebody who was affiliated with her somehow, had Sharky on the back of her shirt. I was coming out of the bathroom and they were talking about the revenge they were going to get, and I saw the Sharky on the back of the shirt, and then she had this hat on that was a shark. It was really fun, and that's what's neat about the state tournament.
Halloween wasn't that long ago. Get out those costumes, especially the student sections, really get decked out. See bananas, hot dogs, werewolves, all different types of things. The students have fun, but so do the parents as well. 13-12, midway point. Pivotal third set here at Class 5A. Attack air, no touch called, and Centennial. They seem to be clicking right now, Barb.
They are, and I think it has all started with the defense. Once you start getting some balls up that maybe would have been just as easy to let go, that becomes contagious.
Bettendorf on the right side of your TV screen in the black and gold. Centennial has it on the left side. Good swing, powerful. Got it through. That's Olivia Sandquist. Only had 144 kills in the regular season, but she has stepped up here.
Well, and you can see from those blockers' hands, the block was pretty well formed together, but you could see from the blockers' hands that they weren't exactly pushed over the net, which left some room between the arms.
Ankeny with the lead. Let's listen inside their huddle with Jessica Reinhardt.
Lauren, stay balanced, work to close. If you don't get there, at least leave a seam for somebody to dig, okay? They've thrown in a ton of tips, so off blocker like crazy, you're on that tip, okay? Meredith, don't go too far down the line, because number 2 likes to tip and roll, okay? So unless there's a ball and no block, you stay up and you get that tip, okay? Defense, all the way to 25, stay aggressive. Yes! Let's go. Here we go, push.
What wins championships, Barb? What is it?
It's defense.
And defense has been strong for Ankeny Centennial. Jessica Reinhardt has to like the way that her team has responded after dropping the opening set 25-19. They've been in control, winning set 2, 25-18, and right now playing some solid defensive volleyball.
Well, and one of the things I would say is they haven't had a ton of success running the middles. Bettendorf's been all over that, but the middles are doing a great job blocking-wise. We've got Reek and we've got Vipond, and they are blocking everything. And she talked about in that huddle for Reek, if she can't get all the way out there, to stop and jump straight up and leave a hole in the block, because the back row defense is supposed to fill that hole. And so rather than floating in the back row defense not knowing where you're going to be, stop and jump straight up.
Vipond, Matter, and Reek for Ankeny Centennial all ranked in the top 5 in the state in Class 5A in blocks here in the tournament. It's kind of been their calling card and what's gotten them to the state championship match. It was supposed to be a rebuilding year for Ankeny Centennial after graduating 8 players from last year's state championship team. Apparently no one told Ankeny Centennial that.
Maybe they don't know what rebuilding means.
Yeah, rebuilding, yeah. We just know that we want to be playing in the championship match. Another nice kill. And Centennial is rocking and rolling here in the third set.
You can see Winters maturing.
14 kills.
Well, and she's maturing before our eyes. So she was hitting cross court, and then she tried the line. It was successful. So she was hitting some line, then they dug her. She went back to cross court. I love that.
A 5-0 run ends on the kill by Bettendorf, and they needed that. And now a chance for them to put a run together. They know they can. They've done it all year long, and they've done it even here this morning. But now's the time. Setter's dump. They weren't ready for it.
Well,
great offensive decision by the setter.
And that's interesting because in the timeout when we listened to Coach Lichtenberg, she said if 20's in there, be ready for her tip right over the block.
17-14. Play to 25, win by 2. Series tied at 1 set apiece. There's the kill for Herbst. She had 27 kills in the semifinal win over Cedar Falls. Only 5 attack errors on 50 attempts. Barb, that's a 440 kill percentage. Not only does she get the 27 kills, but she's efficient at it.
Well,
when everybody in the gym knows she's getting set.
That's exactly right. And the important part, or how to tell it how good that is, you would compare it kind of like a baseball batting average. So a 440 in baseball
Hall
would
of
be
Fame.
unheard of. I mean, it's amazing. And so that's what it is in volleyball also.
A furious battle. Centennial wins that one. 5 kills for Lauren Reek, one of the senior leaders on this team, number 2 at state in kill percentage with 441. Had 10 kills in the semifinal win over Dubuque Hempstead. Oh! Service ace. And Jaguars can see the finish line. They're inching closer and closer. Now 19-15.
Coach Reinhardt's calling for a serve between zones 5 and 6. That's down the line in the middle of the court, in between those two.
Oh, not the strongest of attack, but it went to a place where Ankeny Centennial wasn't ready for it. And now here a chance to libero for Bettendorf, Alexa Ito. She's so good. The 5'5" senior libero, going to play at the University of Iowa next year. Has 20 aces on the year, 3.88 digs per set. There's a good up. Wow.
So, well, that was great defense, but I also want to point out Tasha Vipon.
Yep.
She was basically running in circles, and every time she got to the front, she jumped. The ball just kept kind of going over the net. She didn't know where it was going, and she went up and she jumped. And that is huge because you get a touch on it. Here she is. You just turn around and jump.
I'm just dizzy watching her.
Yeah, I know it. Great job.
The hustle, the heart. State title on the line. Block touched. Out of bound point, Bettendorf to the Bulldogs. Hanging tough, but might run out of time here as Ankeny Centennial just needs 5 more points to go ahead in the series 2-1. Megan Sharkey, the setter. Beautiful serve. Good up. So tough to move that. Thought I might have saw a lift. An attack here out of bounds. Point, Bulldogs. It's so tough in those middles. I mean, you really have to almost do a 360 turn and power it over the net.
And be ready for it. Yeah, it's not easy, and you're expected to be in on every single play, and that's the difficult part, but a good middle is.
Savannah Johnson with the kill for Ankeny Centennial. She has 7, an integral part of this team. Now a chance for her to serve. Again, perfect serve percentage at state for Savannah Johnson on 42 attempts, along with 4 service aces. One here would be huge. Pretty much got one. I mean, it's an overpass, then it's an easy slam dunk kill for Winners. A tough serve gives Winners her 15th kill, and a final timeout for Bettendorf. Let's listen to Ankeny Centennial.
That's good for us. We stay aggressive. We keep playing defense. We're doing a great job of keeping balls alive. Savannah, you keep this serving. You can pick your spot. They're all struggling past, and they're out of system a lot. Be ready for the tips and the rolls over the block. Utley, when 2 comes up, she's not up yet, but don't go back down the line because she's tipping and rolling right now, okay? We stay strong and we stay aggressive. This game, Gila is all the way to 25. Let's do it. Hey, Tasha.
So that's Winners. She's a freshman, and she's having herself quite a performance so far here. 15 kills, 23 attempts. No big deal, right?
Well, good job by our cameraman. He's out there on the court. The players are like, hey, there's a court out here. Great job. That was awesome.
Love the hustle out of our production crew here for IPTV Sports. Also, big shout out to, we got about 20 people packed into the IPTV HD truck. replay audio, directing, producing, graphics. It takes a lot of people to pull off this broadcast, and we appreciate all the hard work they're doing. 22-18 though. Jaguars of Ankeny Centennial, boy, they're in the driver's seat trying to finish off Bettendorf here in the third set. Attack over the block, and Bettendorf getting a good swing, but it goes long. Josie Herbst, again, you can tell she's getting a little frustrated. Not maybe as easy as it was yesterday when she had 27 kills in the semifinal.
Well, it's definitely not as efficient as she was yesterday.
23-18. Not gonna let that ball hit the court. Blocked. Tip. Again, placement over power and keeping that front line guessing for Ankeny Centennial.
Well, and that was
9 kills now, excuse me, Barb, for Mika of Bettendorf.
That was an awesome tip. I mean, it was, the block couldn't turn around and get it, and the back row couldn't get to it in time. There's Vipon, that's what she can do when the connection's on and the communication's good.
It's so fluid, and nobody's stopping that. 24-19, game point. Ankeny Centennial just needs one more point. Pull ahead in the series 2-1. You're gonna have to wait for it. Herbst likes this rotation where it is right now.
Yeah, well, Bettendorf likes this rotation when Herbst is in the front row. So expect a lot of balls to go to Herbst right now. Number 2 on the outside.
Runge to serve, the senior middle hitter. Winters pops it up. Off the hands of the block. Good up. Again, Ankeny hasn't had a good swing really so far on this set, on this specific play. Now they get one. It'll be Winters, and she gets the final point. Holy buckets. The freshman Winters, number 17, has 16 kills through 3. And the Jaguars of Ankeny Centennial looking to defend their state title here in Class 5A. Let's take a look. It was a long rally, and Winter said, enough's enough, I'm finishing this thing off.
Well, and you can see the blocker's hands were a little bit late to it, so that caused some space on the Bettendorf side of the net for Winters to slice that through.
Well, we caught up with the Ankeny Centennial coach talking about her roster. Here's our interview with Jessica Reinhardt after that semifinal win.
This team is the most balanced team we've ever had. We're literally every single player, we need them to contribute. Offensively, we've got 6 hitters, whereas before in the past we would rely on Jaylee, one of our big dogs, to put balls away. So this season it's more of a team effort. We don't have huge superstars. We have everybody that does their job really well.
No superstars. Well, she mentioned Jaylee. Who's that? Well, that is the older sister of Ari Winters, who's putting on that Superman cape here tonight, as she has 16 kills. Balanced makes it tough for the opposing team, doesn't it, Barb?
It actually does, because the defense, when you have a Jaylee Winters, then the ball's going to Jaylee. The defense can kind of key on that, can commit their middle blocker, can say, well, she normally hits this place or that place, and move their defense to protect that. But when you don't know where the ball's going, then it's you have to wait and see what you get from it and read it as it happens.
It's getting loud in here at the U.S. Cellular Center Arena. If you like what you're seeing, you just keep it tuned here to IPTV. We have the 4A matchup coming up next. Sandy Stewart, B.J. Shaven with the call. And then we'll have 3A, 2A, and 1A inside the Bettendorf huddle. It's a must-win situation. Let's listen into their strategy.
We're great volleyball team. We're great. Okay, remember, we talked about confidence, playing with composure. Okay,
Love listening and hearing what those coaches are saying. It's the final day of volleyball here in the state of Iowa. Don't leave anything out there. As you can see, wow,
so
those statistics.
Even. It's more even than I expected they would be. I'm not sure exactly what I expected, but it's very, very even. You can see that the Jaguars have a few more digs, but other than that, and a couple more assists, but the assists don't show up on the scoreboard exactly. Yeah, very, very even. I expect it to be the same this set too.
Good look at Herbst. She's the leader. The senior who's going to play at UNLV next year. She has 13 kills. She might need to get another 10 more here in this fourth set. Bettendorf went 5 in the semifinals. They're hoping this goes 5 in the championship. Ankeny Centennial feeling confident. They won this title last year against Bettendorf. A very balanced team. Everyone stepping up offensively and defensively. 2 contacts, and the first point goes to Bulldogs. Good serving we've seen here out of Megan Sharkey. Number 2 at the state tournament in assists and assists per set. 86 assists, a 10.75 average. Free ball over the net. Back set, down the line. Good up by the libero, Mackey. See, good defense. That not only do they make the defensive play, but they have that smooth transition and quick transition into the attack.
Well, and that's one of the things that you practice the most in practice, because it happens quickly.
To serve, this is Savannah Johnson. She's had a nice performance offensively with 8 kills. That block, I mean, it's a brick wall up there for Ankeny Centennial. Matter, Vipon, a good swing out of Runge, but there's no getting through that.
Well, they have the timing down. They, like you said, they're leading this tournament. 3 of the top 10 blockers in this tournament are on the Ankeny Centennial team.
Service air. Smart decision to let that go. And 2s are wild on the board, 2-2. Barb, also looking around here, I know we want to talk about the ball girls. There's a lot of younger, maybe junior high school girls with pink shirts helping make this tournament run as efficiently as possible on this championship Friday.
Well, so the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union does everything top notch.
They do.
For that to happen and the match to remain like fluid, they use a 3-ball rotation. And for that 3-ball rotation, they get local volleyball teams to come in and help with it throughout the week. And so you get different ages. Some are high school, some are younger high school, some are junior high, and some are even younger, depending on who they can get that they know. They come in and they do the 3-ball rotation. There's a ball on each end, so whoever wins the point, they can toss the ball into them right away. And then they shuffle the other 2 balls so that they balance them out. It's awesome, and it's an awesome opportunity for the local area girls.
Well, we appreciate their hard work volunteering to help with this state tournament. It's a long week here. Barb, you've been at every single match right from the get-go.
Well, this is, like I said before, this is my favorite week of the year.
It's like Christmas for Barb here. Yeah. And we hope you're enjoying the broadcast here. It's the 5A championship final. It looked like Bettendorf was going to come here, get revenge against Ankeny Centennial after they won the first set 25-19. Ankeny Centennial battled back, winning 25-18 and 25-20. Still the early going of this 4th set, but Bettendorf needs to win to force that 5th and final set. Attack air, and yet yesterday against Cedar Falls, only 5 hitting errors for Josie Herbst. She has more than 5 right now.
Well, that's exactly what Bettendorf needs to do, though. That was a faster offense. They got the ball up quick to the setter. The setter pushed it out pretty quick to Herbst, and Herbst swung quick. The block didn't have time to form, versus that one where you're up against a double block that's formed.
Sliding under the net is Meredith Seek. Hard not to when all your momentum's going there, but a point and a side out and a chance to serve for Carly Scheib. She's one of the senior defensive specialists, and Actually, she's going to play at the University of North Carolina, Greensboro next year, the sport of volleyball. How good is that when you have your libero going to play for the Iowa Hawkeyes and your next best defensive specialist going to be playing Division I volleyball as well?
Well, and it's nice because all these players, I'm going to say all of them, there could be one or two who don't, but they play club, and so they play pretty much year-round, and so a lot of coaches get to see them at a lot of tournaments, and you get a lot of visibility by doing that.
Shive had 27 aces in the regular season. A good strong serve. This one armed up there by Mika. And Bettendorf with the point. I don't know if the momentum has officially shifted over to Bettendorf's side, but it just feels like they're playing with a bit more confidence here in the early goings of this fourth set.
Well, and sometimes that happens when your back's against the wall. You feel like there's a little bit more urgency and that it's time to take control.
Campfire defense. No one's at home for Bettendorf. And all fired up. Meredith Seek with another kill. Your setter's not supposed to have 3 kills, right? Well, she does.
Well, it actually depends. I mean, we've had some very offensive-minded setters that get a lot more than 3 kills. It just kind of depends on the offense you run and the setter that you have and how good they are at taking the ball over.
Just another offensive weapon that Bettendorf has to be ready for. 9th kill here for Savannah Johnson. And just as I said, momentum on the side of Bettendorf. Back-to-back points for Ankeny Centennial. Stuffed at the net, Josie Herbst. Bettendorf insists and out of bounds as Johnson. Good idea to go line, but how tough is that to take that ball down the line and keep it in bounds?
Well, and we've talked about that. When you go down the line, it doesn't have to be the last 6 inches on the line. You can be down the line and have it be 3 to 5 feet in to give you a little bit of flexibility. And but it still is difficult because you got to get your body into position. You're moving, the ball's moving, and so it takes a lot of practice.
6 kills now for Lauren Reek, the senior middle hitter. Barb, we talked about how 6 players for Bettendorf are playing Division I volleyball, or a former Division I volleyball coach. What were you looking for when you're recruiting high school kids? And why not only in the 5A match, but all day long are there going to be some players that are going to be awesome Division I, Division II, or Division III volleyball players?
Well, the first thing I would say is if you want to play volleyball after high school, there are a ton of opportunities out there, not just Division I, but there's the Iowa Conference in volleyball is great. Wartburg and Loris were in the conference championships this year. Co is in that conference. I mean, it has a really good opportunity for anybody who wants to continue playing. But as a coach, I was always looking for how high above the net they played. Because if you can play high above the net, a lot of people don't, and you can hit over the block. So I looked for that in the front row. I looked for, you know, how they reacted when they got blocked. What did they do? Were they timid and come back and tip, or did they go after it? In the back row, I looked for, again, how aggressive they were, how confident they were to take over and just control things. And some coaches look for like your attitude. Are you feisty, or are you kind of laid back and act like you don't care? I mean, there are different personalities that coaches like to have.
If you're down like Bettendorf is now, you want to see a feisty, hey, we got this, confidence, swagger to come back. Again, Barb Randall joining me, Eric Braley. Barb, an All-American at the University of Iowa, played on the USA national team, coached at UNI, and that transition is we're neck and neck, tied at 9 apiece as you see the replay, winning that battle in the front row. How tough is that transition, though, to go from high school to the collegiate volleyball level?
It was different for me because the game was so much slower then. However, I will say it still took a long time because the game, even though the game was slower, from high school to college, it sped up immensely. So the game is as fast as it is today. It's that much faster in college. So you have to get used to the ball coming at you faster, harder, and you know, usually, I can't say it always happens, but usually that happens in the gym when you're playing with the other players on the team.
It's been fun just watching around as the Jaguars get the point. And then Bulldogs quickly respond, all knotted up at 10 apiece. But just looking around and seeing all of the college coaches that are here, usually they're wearing a polo or jacket, say, yes, this is the school.
Well, you want players to know you were there, and you want their parents to know you were there.
But
you can't talk to them.
There are coaches not only from the state of Iowa at the Division I, II, III, community college, junior college level, but also from out of state that are honed in, tuned into this state tournament here in Cedar Rapids. Ankeny Centennial rallies off 2 quick points here, close to the midway point of this 4th set. It's a must-win opportunity for Bettendorf. Ankeny Centennial doing everything in their power to win this 4th set, so they don't want it going 5.
Right.
And a nice job of placing it on the outside, and the student section loves it. That's the first kill we've seen out of Utley. So a total of 4 kills between the 2 setters for Ankeny. Nice look on the replay. Let's see what Bettendorf is talking about, trailing by 3 here in the 4th set.
We have to be strategic, okay? We're scrambling, we need to put the ball over, and then we need to reset ourselves, okay? So let's just be smart. Right now we need to play heads-up volleyball, okay? Smart volleyball. Let's work together at it, keep our blocks tight. They are trying to find, they are finding some holes in our defense, so we got to make sure we're moving quickly, communicating with each other. Hitters, are you hearing what the blockers are telling you? The defense is telling you when you're going up to hit, you know where the open shots are? Are we communicating that? Diggers? Okay, so communicate with each other, that's going to be key right here. All right, Megan, what are we running now, service team?
I have to get on the floor.
Okay. All right, get the first ball up so we can do that. And let's get some things on the backside. Everything,
communication, pretty important.
Well, the communication is important, and what she's talking about is when you're in the back row, you can see the blocker for your hitters, or the blockers for your hitter, and you can help your hitter by telling them there's a hole in the block, you can hit down the line, that kind of thing. And the players said, no, we aren't doing that. And so they need to step that up and help each other out a little bit more.
I like the honesty. Are we doing it?
No.
Okay, well, maybe if we do it, we'll win this 4th set. Love the coaching by Diane Lichtenberg and Jessica Reinhardt for Ankeny Centennial. I mean, total coaches that I would want to play for, I'd want my daughter to play for. They just are positive, but, pushing and trying to get the most out of their student athletes.
Well, and problem solving. It's a lot about, okay, so what, they're finding holes in our defense right now, so we need to tighten that up. We need to play heads-up volleyball is what she said, and that means that when you're out of position, you don't take a crazy swing at it. You play smart, you send it over, and then reset. Start over. And so, and that's exactly what they need to do.
Well, Winters had been quiet a little bit. Now she has as many kills as her number, 17. 17.
Is that considered like the gold, the golden birthday, the golden kills,
so. But she's a freshman, 17. Big time block. No doubt in the mind that ball is not going over the net. A nice teamwork to bunch up and get their hands pressed up and over the net.
Well, and great timing together.
15-11. Ankeny Centennial defeated Waukee and Sioux City East just to get to Cedar Rapids. In the quarterfinal, they had a battle with Johnston, winning in 5. And then yesterday in the semis, defeated Dubuque Hempstead in 3. Bettendorf to get here, swept Burlington, defeated Pleasant Valley in 4. In the quarterfinals, a 3-game sweep over Iowa City West. And yesterday in the semifinals, defeated Cedar Falls in 5. It's all on the line here. And stepping up is Josie Herbst. 27 kills yesterday, 15 kills here this morning. Ankeny Centennial. Down for another kill. She might get 20 before this is all said and done with.
She might, and she did a nice job. On that one, it looked like the block was in place. It looked like they were pushed over, and she did a nice job of using the inside of the blocker's hands, which usually you try and go outside.
Oh, they call service ace. I think that might have been out of bounds. The The line judge said out. The top official says in. And the line judge, let's watch. I thought it was out.
I thought it was in.
Oh, my. Thank you for the slow motion replay.
Yes. For us old folk who can't see it at speed, but yeah. And that is the up ref's call. And you know, it's a tough job. It's not one I'd want, that's for sure.
We got the best officials here. It's 17-14 Bettendorf, as we were showing that replay, got the point back, locked at the net. 3-point game here in the fourth set. Ankeny with the point. Barb, let's revisit the keys for Ankeny to win a state title. Make blockers move, serve, receive cleanly. Check, check.
I would say pretty much, yeah. They've been not able, I would say, to really set the middle very much, because it seems like Bettendorf has really been keen on their middles. So the blockers have to move to get to that outside hitter, and they've been having a lot of success out there.
Bettendorf trails 19-14 here in the fourth set. They have been to this championship match the last 4 years. Ankeny Centennial trying to defend. Let's listen in their huddle.
Rolls and tips and short free balls right over the net, okay? Keep your heads on, take it 1 point at a time. Solid volleyball all the way to 25, okay? Just stay solid, keep playing deep. Hey, okay? Do not let up, let's go! All the way to 25, push. Hey, look! Let's go.
Ankeny graduated 8 players off last year's state title game, including Winters, who is now starring at Creighton University in the Big East. Said, we knew we had people coming in that were going to be ready. The players have focused on returning to the championship, worked hard all summer. Their goal was to get back, and the team motto, never give up, never give in. A lot of positive energy on the faces and on the sideline for Ankeny Centennial. They're 6 points away from back-to-back Class 5A state titles. Can they get it done? You know Bettendorf has more fight in them, but they're running out of time. Joust. Resetting the offense, blocked. Seen that a lot here today. Good hustle, tracking it out of bounds was Mika for Bettendorf. Blocked again, down for the point. Leonard, Sharkey. One thing to get the block, as we see on the replay, but how do you control where the ball goes?
You can't. I'm going to tell you, as a middle blocker, you can't. And coaches will tell you, yes, you can. You have to, you know, face your hands to a certain place. Well, that's only if the ball hits your hands.
Okay.
So a lot of times the balls hit your arms, and it's really hard to do anything other than hope that it goes in the right spot. Now what you can do is you can penetrate over the net and hope that wherever it goes off your arm, it goes straight down. Whether it goes to the right or to the left, but it's straight down. And you do that by penetrating over the net.
Well, Bettendorf's getting a little creative here because they know that block is just so strong. So they're trying to mix it up, and they need to, down 3 here in the fourth set. Libero to serve. Alexa Ito, she'll be an Iowa Hawkeye next season. That's going to be in down the line, and the Jaguars have 20. 10 kills for Ankeny Centennial's Johnson.
They really are having a lot of success out of that left side hitter. I mean, the middle's been, the Bettendorf's touching the middle attacks, and Ankeny Centennial's had to rely on that outside hitter.
Nice slide, and how she cut it to go to that far corner. But Bettendorf unable to get the point. They got to keep fighting on, and it's another block. Making it look easy there was Tasha Vipon, the senior middle hitter.
Well, I am very impressed with the middle blockers for Ankeny Centennial. While they're not getting a ton of kills, you can see her push over there, and both middles are getting touches, and that's key, because if you touch the block, it's like that one, the ball still slowed down, and there was hopefully time to get back there, but they couldn't get it. But if you can't block it, you want to try and slow it down for your backcourt defense.
It's Margaret Mika, the senior outside hitter, now double-digit kills, joining Perks, who has 15. In system is Bettendorf. Smart. Told you there's still fight left in them, and the Jaguars of Ankeny Centennial are going to have to fight and claw to the end if they want to keep this from going 5.
Well, and Kuhn did a good job that time of noticing that the blocker wasn't there and wasn't in position, and so she was able to basically hit it wherever she wanted to.
Kuhn's been a big part of this offense for Bettendorf. You can tell the Ankeny Centennial, they know they're getting close. 38-5 on the year. Vipond with her 4th kill. Again, Eric Braley, Barb Randall broadcasting here for Iowa Public Television. This is the 5A championship match. It's just the start of a full day of high school volleyball championships here from Cedar Rapids on IPTV.
Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit technical here, and I'll try and make it quick. One of the reasons she got locked there is she's too tight to the net. So she needs to pull everything off 3 or 4 feet so that the set can be pulled off 3 or 4 feet, and she has a full room to swing and see the block.
Need room if you want to get that full attack and approach. Good swing there. You just knew the perfect pass, the perfect set, and she had the steps to wind up, and you could tell that was going down for a kill, and it did. 16 kills for Josie Herbst, the senior outside hitter to play at UNLV next year. We got a 2-point ball game here in the 4th. Here is Bettendorf's Diane Lichtenberg, 30 years as a head coach inside her huddle.
On the outside, that's going to be an open shot. That's tough to defend, okay? All right, let's keep the serve in there, ladies, and keep pushing points. Every point, okay? Cover the court. Let's do this.
You get a minute for a timeout, and sometimes coaches just pull them over and talk for 10 seconds and turn them, send them right back out. Let's keep this momentum going.
Well, and it really depends on what's happening. Sometimes it's like, keep it rolling. You know what I mean? What else do you say? Let's keep going, you know?
22-20. Bettendorf won the first 25-19. Ankeny Centennial won the 2nd and 3rd. And Ankeny Centennial has been in the driver's seat for almost this entire 4th set. They're 2 points away from defending their state title, leading by 3. 5 kills now for Haley Matter, another senior outside hitter for Ankeny. Give and go. Block. And now a free ball over the net. Centennial has options. They choose Winters. On the overpass, an easy kill for Reek, and we have match point for Ankeny Centennial. 1 more point, and they are your Class 5A champion. Bettendorf digging deep, trying to fight it off. The back set, the swing. Here comes Bettendorf. Blocked. Nice rally, tip, and the point stays with Bettendorf. The ball was touched at the net. Bettendorf gets the point. It's now 24-21. Maggie Runge, one of those seniors, will play Eastern Illinois next year with the serve. Down with the kill, Ankeny Centennial. After graduating 8 players from last year's state champion roster, has defended their titles with a whole new group of student athletes. They are your Class 5A Iowa High School champions. Here's a replay, the final point. It was going down to the wire, and the senior, Haley Matter, with her 6th kill, the knockout punch, and the celebration begins. Your heart goes out to Bettendorf. They've been here 4 years in a row, so many seniors, but they ran into an Ankeny Centennial team that was just gelling, hitting on all cylinders, and playing their best volleyball at the best time today.
Well, and defense won it. I mean, Centennial did not let a ball drop. They were all over that court. That was it. They were fantastic.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Let's send it to the public address announcer for the awarding the all-tournament team.
Presenting the 5A awards are the members of the Girls Athletic Union Board of Directors, Roger Francis, Greg Ebeling, Dave Wilkerson, Sean Seivert, and George Tracy. The 2015 Class 5A All-Tournament team are Ari Winters from Ankeny Centennial. From Ankeny Centennial, Savannah Johnson. From Cedar Falls, accepting the award, Matthew Johnson on behalf of Alicia Harrington. From Dubuque Hempstead, Casey Davis. From Bettendorf, Megan Sharkey. From Ankeny Centennial, Kylie Mackey. The Class 5A All-Tournament team from Bettendorf, team captain from Bettendorf, Josie Herbst.
So the all-tournament team, you can see, made up of mostly players that just got done playing in that 5A matchup. A freshman, some juniors and seniors as well. Very awesome honor for all the members of the 5A all-tournament team. But it was Ankeny Centennial who stepped up on the biggest of stages when they needed to, and now the awarding of the trophies.
From Bettendorf and head coach Diane Lichtenberg. And now your 2015 Class 5A champions, Coach Jessica Reinhardt and the Jaguars of Ankeny Centennial.
Let the celebration begin for Ankeny, representing the CIML Conference. Back-to-back champions at 5A. No superstar, a total team effort. Well-deserving.
Very well deserved. And you know, when they thought that this year was going to be a rebuilding year, what a surprise. You know, how awesome to finish the year. They came in ranked number 7 in the class, and they just took the tournament by storm.
They defeated Johnston in 5 in the quarterfinals. Yesterday they swept Dubuque Hempstead. Today, an incredibly tough Bettendorf team who won the first set. But their motto, Ankeny Centennial, never give up, never give in. They didn't. They won the next 3, and they are your Class 5A champions. We still have 4 more championships left to go. We'll step aside and be back with the 4A championship match from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. This is high school volleyball on IPTV.
Funding for the Iowa Girls High School Volleyball Championships is provided by
The path to greatness starts early. The Iowa Farm Bureau believes in Iowa's youth and their pursuit of greatness. That's why we're proud to be the title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Each student's effort is important, and when one rises, we all rise to a better Iowa.
Fairway, along with Nabisco, Wells Blue Bunny, and Frito-Lay is a proud sponsor of the 2015 Iowa Girls High School Sports Championships. We congratulate all the schools and student athletes participating in this year's Girls High School State Volleyball Championships. Fairway, proud to care for the places we work and live.
By Musco Lighting, the sports lighting specialist, providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community.
Mid-American Energy, diversifying the ways we generate electricity by investing in wind generation capacity in Iowa. Information is available at midamericanenergy.com. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.